Hello, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Sharon, aka the Melanin Nostalgic Runner. And hold on. We are back again for the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, season 13. And according to, so this is my first time watching the show on Bravo versus Peacock, and it said it was like episode 18, and that's not true. Episode 13 is called Tapas and Swallow. I think that's what it's called. Anyway, this for overall was kind of more of actually filler episode a little bit, because it's accounting for them basically going on the trip. And they just get there. So it's not really giving anything too much the first night of them being there, because for those who travel, just in general, even just domestically, you know when you go somewhere, the day that you get there is normally day 0, so you don't even count it because you got to get settled in or whatever. That's kind of a little bit what this episode was giving a little bit. It was light and fun and cute, but not much happened. Anyway, so the episode does start with the Real Housewives montage of the ladies getting packed and ready for Barcelona, because they're going to be in Barcelona, Spain for probably the next couple episodes. Anyway, Garcelle and her personal assistant is packing. Dorit is with her son talking to PK, because PK is already in London as she's getting ready for the trip. And, pardon me, Crystal and her house manager, they're getting ready for the trip. Well, with her house managers getting ready for a trip, and basically they're going over outfits and things that she should be wearing for the trip. Sun and Avi, this was the first this was actually the first full-on scene that we have is Sun and Avi, because for those who haven't been following, this is Sun's trip that she's planning for the ladies, and Avi's bummed that he can't go, but Sun's like, I feel bad because, I'm inviting, Glam. And she's like, well, you have to. And Avi, being that fabulous actual 8th housewife that we need. He's not the 8th housewife, but my point is, I freaking love Avi. Y'all know that. Being the favorite, one of the fan favorites that we need, he's like, well, you need Glam. You can't go to this trip without the Glam. He's like, okay. So she didn't feel too bad about it, because he was kind of like, dang, I wish I could go. And she's like, yeah. And then also we find out she's also bringing Mercy. I think that's how you say the dancer's name, because, sorry, I apologize. I'm not as in tune when it comes to the dance world, especially when it comes to contemporary dance. I'm not as familiar. And we find out this was one of her close friends. We find out more later on in the episode that she actually worked at the dance studio that was his when she lived in New York and was a dancer. Which actually checks out and makes sense. Oh wait, that's why you're built the way you are, because you were a ballet dancer. This makes all the sense in the world, actually. But anyway, so she has his ashes and she wants to take it to Spain. And we do find out later why she wants to do that. But she's trying to figure out what should she use to transport the ashes, because customs and whatnot. Yeah. So anyway, fast forward, the ladies are at the airport, LAX to be exact, on their way on the trip. Nice and fun, a little bit more of a montage again. We see that basically Dorit and Crystal are wearing basically the same pajama outfit, but the only difference is Crystal's is $7.99, $7.99, and Dorit's is $1,200 something, because it's some custom thing. It's girls' pajamas, and it was a little telling that there's a comparison there. I feel like there's been a comparison this whole season, side note, between Dorit and Crystal, because both of them are kind of filler characters on this show, and they give similar vibes. And it seems like there has been a little bit of I would say a competitive thing brewing between the two, as far as the need of bone carriers and whatnot. Because outside of that, both of them kind of aren't large personalities with this group compared to some of the other castmates on this show. And I'm mentioning that because it gets brought up more than, it's kind of a thing that I noticed more than once in this episode. But anyway, so they finally are there in Spain. Fast forward, you know, TV magic. I don't know why I couldn't use the words, but anyway, yeah, TV magic. They're in Spain. So they get there, and we find out that they're staying at Sevi's. Okay, by the way, phonics is not my first type of deal. I'm not very good at enunciating words. It's always been an issue throughout most of my life, but I will put the city that they're staying in because they're actually, technically, even though the trip is a Barcelona trip, they're staying in like a town outside Barcelona. But this is actually where Mercy's dance company first performed in Europe, that same city or town. And so, anyway, we also do find out that actually we find out later on more. So I'll just keep it mute on this. But anyway, so they get there. They find out that the house that they're staying at is haunted. Which, I'm sorry, I feel like most countries that are older than the United States is kind of like, you just gotta deal with it. Because most places around the world are older than the United States. So, yeah, you're gonna have to deal with that, especially if you believe in those things. But anyway. So, but on the way there, sorry, I forgot. On the way to the Airbnb, they actually are playing the game on the bus, and it's a game surrounded about sun and sun trivia. And it turns out that Erica knows more about sun than everyone else in the group, which is telling, and it kind of makes sense that Erica's a good listener. So yeah, that's actually an interesting quality that it makes Erica more likable because she actually truly is listening. But anyway, they do get to the spot, the Airbnb they're staying at, and they're greeted with sangria, and I already mentioned the place that they're staying at is haunted. Anyway, but they do end up drawing rooms, so they get a hat, they draw the rooms. Everyone's room looks all right. I'll be honest, because the style where they're staying at isn't quite my zhuzh, or what I would go for. I wasn't too super impressed. But I don't think it matters because they're, real housewiving. So it's all good. But hold on one moment. Okay, so they do pick the rooms, and Dorit makes a big deal about Kyle's packing options and kind of alluding more to her marriage issues. Very, very subtly saying, why'd you pack all these provocative outfits? And whatever. It didn't really land for me, but that's kind of what happened there. But anyway, the ladies do end up getting settled and they get ready for dinner. And they're outside of where they're staying at, and they're greeted by their chef. And the chef's name is Storm. And he's a European man. And Erica and Garcelle and their banter being cougars is cracking me up. They were like, ooh, hey, how are you doing? And so as he goes away, Garcelle's like, Erica, we can take him down. I was like, oh, girl. And Erica's like, hey, if you want to go first, I'll go second. It's fine. It's on you. And then, I'm sorry, but I am appreciating Garcelle and the Erica singledom of the two, because they are giving what needs to be gave. Two bad bees, just like, hey, we outside. Love it. It's cute. Anyway, so then this next scene after that, Sun does end up opening up about Mercy and when she was a dancer. I didn't know that this was part of her history. And then we find out when her father died, he was the first to contact her to check to see how things are going. And so Mercy is one of the most important men in her life. And so that's what happened there. But anyway, Storm comes back and they're with the food, and they just have multiple course meals, tapas style. And oh my gosh, the food looked amazing, 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 amazing. But then Annamarie had to kill the vibe and address the elephants in the room. Even though no one else saw an elephant in the room. She's the only one who saw it. Everyone else was having a good time, just relaxing. I think everyone else is on the time of this is day 0. Can we just have like this can be a filler episode? And she didn't get that memo. This is a filler episode. But anyway, so then we find out that Annamarie stayed to the women when she was arguing back and forth with Sutton and Crystal during the night of the Homeless Not Toothless event, that she was like, it's not my fault that you're lonely and insecure. And basically Annamarie was like, yeah, I'm married, I have children, this, that, and this, and basically alluding to those who are not married that they're insecure and lonely. And so both Sutton as well as Garcelle were actually more offended. Sutton was actually more offended by that comment, and Garcelle became offended by that comment. She's like, just because I don't have a man doesn't mean I'm lonely and insecure. Where they do that at? And then Annamarie does her halfway apology that is a non-apology that's very aggressive. Like, I'm sorry, I normally wouldn't use the word aggressive when it comes to us, but it's appropriate in this connotation. She is very about her apology. Like, it's that. I'm sorry. There's really no way to sugarcoat it. It's ridiculous. And both Sutton's annoyed because she already has been part of the front on the other end of her many apologies. And Garcelle's like, this is how you apologize to people. I don't want it. You could send that right back. And me and Garcelle right here, if you're going to give me that kind of apology, I don't want it. Your apology saying I really want some smoke. That's her apology style, which is not really apology. So my thoughts on it is just like, how are you going to be the confrontational one when you're the one who started all the mess? I really hope that this is a one and done season for this lady, because I can't deal with her. But anyway, because she's a flop. She just is. But then Annamarie does apologize to still that weak apology she gave to Garcelle's son and Erica, because Erica probably felt away too because she's also single. And then, Sutton even provides more feedback, more context. She's like, you're with women. Some of us are divorced, but happily single. And Sutton even elaborates. She's like, when I was in a relationship, I was actually my most loneliest. And child, I felt that when she said that. Both. And I'm going to say this. I'm about to throw it out there. I don't care who gets it. Both of my past relationships I was in, I was more lonely than I am now as a single person. Just saying. So being in a relationship don't mean anything if the person ain't right for you. So next, Crystal does state, like, well, what about you calling me insecure as well? And then in the nastiest of nasty, the way Annamarie works, so I'm going to get to you next. And she says like that, it's just like, Annamarie, how are you a black Karen though? The way she said it was just so, I was like, ooh, girl. But anyway, she does end up addressing the Crystal situation, but totally deflects from what she did or any of that, and states that Crystal actually spills Crystal's tea and said that Crystal said to her that these ladies are unintelligent, uneducated, and shallow. The ladies question Crystal right away and declines. And the tea of why they would do that is because Crystal would be someone who would say that. And they roll back some footage of her saying something like that 2 seasons ago. Crystal, I think, is very unaware and doesn't realize how condescending she also is. But like, I feel like Crystal is passive aggressively insecure, while there's no passive when it comes to Annamarie's condescendingness. Sorry, they're both condescending. That's what I meant. Both of them give condescending energy, but in a different way, pretty much. But Annamarie continues and states that Crystal said that they are fake socialites and she's the only one that's a real socialite. Now, everyone is kind of sharing the feedback of their confessionals and whatnot. No one believes that part, but everyone believes the first part. And Dorit even shades her in the confessional saying, oh, so you would say that because you're not interested. Because, again, what I've been saying is Dorit feels threatened by Crystal because Crystal is doing similar role on the show that Dorit would do. But a little bit better. And a little bit more diplomatically. And so Dorit feels threatened by it. But anyway, so she stays in the confessional. While that happens, the rest of the ladies, minus Annamarie, states that they believe what she's saying. But Kyle does come to Crystal's defense regarding the socialite comments. She's like, that's something she wouldn't even say. But this isn't in the confessional. This is like out loud. And then Sun defends Crystal, also says, that last part is not something she would say either. No one's really defending her about that first part, though. That's the thing about it. And, but in the confessional, Kyle's pretty much over it. Wants Annamarie and Crystal talk it over alone because she don't care about it. And quiet is kept because this was the first day of the trip, day 0. I don't care about it either. I kind of wish if you're going to do this, like, that's the thing that Annamarie even isn't good at being a newbie. She doesn't understand timing, time and place. She's habitually looking for a moment and it's annoying. There's that. Anyway, so Annamarie, like, I guess I'm not going to continue talking about how annoyed I am at Annamarie, because I just am. But Annamarie was like, and also too, you need to thank me for making you relevant. And the thing that kills me about Annamarie, because she's habitually looking for a moment, if this one came from anyone else, she probably would have ate. This did not give what you thought it was going to give, Annamarie, because the problem is you've been constantly searching for a moment. And in your confessional, you were delusional enough to think that Crystal's constantly talking about you. But it's not in a way where like she's talking about you, obsessing about you. It's because you're just that freaking annoying. Like, I would talk about you too, but not in a good way. It's not being obsessed. It's none of those things. But like, of course, the queen of trying to spin things, Annamarie's thinking that that's what it is, because I don't know how her brain is wired, but it's not wired like the rest of the world's. So basically, it gets so out of hand and annoying that Dorit, of all people, is like, can we just put a pin in this? And then Annamarie says don't mistake my kindness for weakness. And both Crystal and I had the same reaction when she said that. I was like, when have you been kind? And the thing that I find annoying is that the ladies were clearly all annoyed that this kind of ruined their night, including me. And the thing that is annoying to me about Annamarie is like, you are clearly constantly looking for a moment. And you clearly came on this show as a fan. And you love deflecting. You love gaslighting. And I haven't found any redeeming qualities about you. Even though the thing is, Crystal probably did say that. But you're so annoying that I don't even care. Like, I don't care that she said that. Because you are so annoying and the way you handle things is so off-putting. I don't care. And I'm hoping come next episode, because they kind of do literally put a pin in it. I hope that the ladies have that same conclusion, because I did. I was like, I don't care. Don't care. So they're back to the spot. They're slumber partying for the night. Particularly Sun and Garcelle, because Garcelle is literally freaked out. And throughout the whole entire episode, Garcelle is stating how freaked out she is about being in a haunted place. And so she's staying with Sun. And this was a nice little fun scene between the two, because they were cracking me up. But anyway, fast forward, next day, the ladies are getting ready. Sun and Crystal were talking about last night, while Garcelle and Annamarie are talking over the same thing. And Annamarie is tripling down about what Crystal said, and says that she doesn't lie. When Annamarie lied a lot on this show. But anyway, and this is also a side note. The other thing I'm really annoyed by is that I need others to check Annamarie and her actions and this constant deflection, because it's annoying. I hate those type of arguments. It gets on my nerves. Anyway, but then Dorit or Erica are talking about the night as well, and they do believe Annamarie a little bit when it comes to what Crystal would say about the ladies, but Crystal doesn't think anyone believes that. And Sun's reaction cracked me up, because Sun's like, "Girl, I don't know why you're that confident, but okay." Sun does want Crystal and Annamarie to resolve it. Because, Crystal and her had some rough patches, but now they're good. And she's hopeful for the same thing. But this episode was telling, that Crystal, you really kind of maybe need to look at how you handle things with your brother and see maybe this is how you are with your friends too. Because yeah, I'm literally seeing I understand now why we saw the scenes with her brother, to kind of paint the picture of the parallel of how she handles her personal relationships with people. But Sun does also kind of coach her, is like, "Girl, this passiveness that you're doing with her, you need to stop that and just stand your ground." And I agree too. And I think the producers even said that to Sun to say to Crystal's "Girl, clock in." Okay, so then the last kind of final scene, the ladies are together getting ready to go over the activities that's going on for the day. And the first activities are going to be going to this church. And then out of nowhere, Erica does state that, share with the ladies the update about her and these earrings. So for those who don't know, haven't been watching the show, Erica and her ex-husband, Tom Girardi, a major attorney and powerhouse in the LA area, basically got in trouble for stealing victims' money, embezzling, all the things, right? And basically going against bar code for being an attorney. And because Erica's money all came from him, because Erica didn't have a job or anything, she was kept. The idea is you have all these things. Did all these things come from victim people's money? And the way Erica handled the last couple seasons was horrible, and she lacked empathy, which is why we keep saying, and I keep saying when we're reviewing this season, is that this is Erica's redemption season, because she's been intolerable the past couple seasons because of that situation. But Erica, she shares that, she got a small victory coming from the earrings, so it's not going all the way to federal court anymore. Now it's going more to the local court, and they're going to try to resolve the earrings issue. She is feeling vindicated from Erica's standpoint, but no one else is giving a reaction to it, because Erica is still missing the point about her lack of empathy. And even when Erica was saying therapy, it was showing how her therapist was saying empathy. Erica's still missing the point. And she's not really happy about their lack of reaction. But then also Garcelle states what a lot of us were thinking. It's girl, it wasn't about the earrings. It was about being more, you know, empathetic towards the victims, and even like maybe dishing out some of your money to the victims. Because you're aware that your ex-husband did some things. Show some compassion, whether you were involved or not. Because Erica, I think, thinks that the ladies thought she was involved. And that never was what it was about. I think the ladies were giving her benefit of the doubt and not thinking she was involved. I think they're just more or less like, can you show empathy to these victims? But anyway, they are on their way, fast forward, they're on their way to the church. They take two different mini, like Sprinter vans to go. And the road is windy as all get out. Like something I would probably get sick from if I just go sleep. And Crystal does actually end up getting really, really sick. Her veins are popping out. Seems like she's probably dehydrated. And Annamarie is there checking on her, because what ends up happening is that Crystal does end up having to pull up on the side of the road to like handle things. And they're talking about calling an ambulance or whatever because she's not doing well. And Kyle calls out, she's like, ironic. The irony is that now Annamarie's here checking on you, checking on your vitals to make sure you're good. Which was ironic. But that is where the episode ends. So again, it pretty much was a filler episode. It was all right. I enjoyed it. It was watchable. But that concludes the review for today. Please like, comment, subscribe to the channel if you get anything out of the content. It's your girl Sharon, aka the Melanin Nostalgic Runner. And I will see you next time. Bye.